Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this gorgeous 2017 Infiniti Q60 Sport Coupe that we have for sale. This is kind of like the Goldilocks version of the Q60. It's not the most basic version. It's also not the range-topping Red Sport 400. It's kind of right in the middle. It pretty much actually has almost every available option you can get in 2017, but it's not the Red Sport. It's the Sport package, so it's a little bit not as high octane as the Red Sport. Instead of 400 horsepower, it still only has 300 horsepower. Only 300 horsepower. Still a lot of power, and it still has a sport tuned suspension, larger brakes, so you get sportier performance, sportier dynamics than the regular Q60, but not, like I said, quite as high octane as the Q60 Red Sport, and also not as much money. And I tell a lot of people, if you're thinking about the Sport or the Red Sport, try the Sport first, because it might be more than enough power for you. 300 horsepower is pretty quick, and you know, it's also a little less expensive, and sometimes a little bit easier to find if you want to go for a Sport versus a Red Sport. So this is an off-lease vehicle we acquired directly from Infiniti Financial Services. One owner clean Carfax from sunny California. We do have a complimentary Carfax report for you. We also have a copy of the original build sheet. This was $57,455 when it was brand new. Not cheap by any means. It has a lot of features on it. It has a technology package. The technology package was $1,850, giving you intelligent cruise control with full speed range, distance control assist, blind spot intervention, so actually steer you back in your lane if there's a vehicle in your blind spot. Lane departure warning, lane departure prevention, so that will also steer you back in your lane if you start veering out of it. And then you also have active lane control, which will make small steering corrections to keep you centered on the lane on the highway. So that helps battle driver fatigue. It's almost self-driving, but not quite self-driving on the highway. You still have to pay attention, but if you're paying attention, it can drive and follow gentle bends on the highway, and with the adaptive cruise control, it can go at the pace of traffic. But like I said, you got to pay attention because sometimes the system doesn't always see everything, and you got to be ready to intervene. Then we have a high beam assist, front pre-crash seatbelts. Then we have an advanced climate control system that cleans and filters the air. An eco pedal, basically when you put it in eco mode, the gas pedal will give you a lot more resistance, encouraging you to drive more economically, and you just push through that resistance if you need more throttle, but it does a pretty good job keeping you driving in a more economical manner. And if you don't like it, you just take it out of eco mode. Alright, then we have the direct adaptive steering. That was $1,000, so this has the steer-by-wire system. I'll talk about that more shortly. We have the driver's assistance package, giving you a blind spot warning, predictive forward collision warning, forward emergency braking, front and rear parking sensors, and a round view camera, backup collision intervention with rear cross traffic alert, and rain sensing wipers. So those are pretty much the big ticket features that we have on this one, and this beautiful shade of majestic white was also a $500 premium color. Leatherette is standard / vinyl. This has the upgraded leather. It came standard with the Sport package in 2017. Also, it has this beautiful carbon fiber trim throughout, and it's not fake stuff, it's the real carbon fiber. We have a drive mode selector here that makes changes to transmission shift points, throttle sensitivity, makes changes to the direct adaptive steering, lots of different settings. We also have a heated seats, heated steering wheel. Notice we have a dual display system. New feature for the Q60 in 2017, which this one is. The Q60 got a complete ground up redesign. A lot more technologically advanced than the one it replaces. The other one it was replacing was kind of getting a little bit long in the tooth, largely based off the aging G37 platform. So we have navigation and rear parking camera and 360 camera on the top screen. The bottom screen is a tablet-like interface for vehicle settings and apps. You can also access the drive mode selector here. So you can drill down a little bit deeper. You know, this is a drive mode selector, but you can drill down a little bit deeper here and personalize it if you like to play with things like that. So direct adaptive steering, this is pioneering technology by Infiniti. They first saw this on the 2014 Q50. So basically during normal driving conditions, there's no mechanical connection to the front wheels. It's all handled by electric motors and computers. Eventually it's the pathway to fully autonomous vehicles, but we're not quite there yet. This does offer semi-autonomous features like the lane keep assist, things like that, the adaptive cruise control. So the direct adaptive steering allows you to take full control of the steering, since it's all handled by computers and electric motors. So you can control the feel of the steering. You can make it heavy and fast like a sports car, or slow and lighter like a luxury car. It can filter out unwanted feedback. So if you hit a pothole or a rut in the road that would normally jerk the wheel, that will get filtered out. Also, if you've been blown around by crosswinds, the system can help cancel out crosswinds on the highway. Like I said, eventually they want to do away with the steering rack completely, but there is a mechanical backup, so if there is a catastrophic loss of power, the mechanical steering rack does kick in, and the direct adaptive steering can react to steering inputs faster than the mechanical steering rack, so it's almost instantaneous when you do steering inputs. I love it in the Sport Plus mode, the sharpest setting. It's very, very nice, and sometimes it's a little bit of a learning curve. Sometimes people are a little bit thrown off by it, but I can tell you I've had a lot of people that were kind of thrown off by it when they first got it, but after getting used to it and driving a lease car for 2 or 3 years, by the time they're ready to turn their lease in and get another one, they want the system. They've gotten used to it and they actually like it, so I like it a lot too. This has a Bose Performance Series audio system. You get aluminum pedals with a sport package. Also, you get a little bit more extra bolstering in the seats, a little bit more aggressive seat bolstering on the sport package as well. And look at this beautiful Q60. The Q60 is available in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Usually you find all-wheel drive in our inventory, but we made a rare exception for this one because people do buy rear-wheel drive up here. Really, you know, we don't get much snow in the Puget Sound area, so most people are just fine with rear-wheel drive, but people also like all-wheel drive up here. So the rear-wheel drives are a little bit different. You have a little bit lower ride height with the rear-wheel drive, so it has a little bit more of a stance look to it. And also you have a little bit less weight. The all-wheel drive system has about 200 pounds. Also, you get a little bit better gas mileage with rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. Excuse me. A little bit lower maintenance cost since you don't have to worry about servicing an all-wheel drive system as well. And also, it's going to be a little bit lower price point. Usually the all-wheel drives are about $2,000 more for a comparable all-wheel drive one. Beautiful body. It's built on a balanced rear-wheel drive platform. Has lots of sports car pedigree baked into it. You have a powerful 300 horsepower direct injection V6, 2 small turbos. Those 2 small turbos react a little bit better than bigger ones, improving the responsiveness of the engine. And look at the lines of that Q60, absolutely stunning. One of the best looking coupes on the road. Thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this video. Hopefully we see you soon and have a wonderful day.